In this demo, we will be seeing how to use the advanced lookup reference feature while creating a data quality policy. To demo this feature, I will be using the location, employees, and countries tables. The employees table, for example, is the master table where we will be focusing on the country, ISO code column, and state name column. The countries table is our reference asset. Here we will be looking at the country code column and is active column. As you can see, the is active column consists of either true or false values. These values would help us while trying to perform a lookup function using an SQL filter. The location table is also a reference asset. This table will be used to show how to use the group by function to perform a lookup on the country code and state name columns. We are looking for a list of states with the same country code. The lookup rule can be used in a number of ways. The first method is the UI-driven method and the second is the user-defined function method. Let's start with the UI-driven method. Click the Actions button, then Policy, and further click the Add Quality Policy option. In the Data Quality Policy page, click Lookup from the Rule Definition section and provide the correct details. Here, I'll be creating a lookup rule to check if the country ISO code column is present in the reference asset. I'll be selecting the country's ISO code column in the column name, countries as the reference asset, and country code as the reference column. The SQL filter input field allows you to write a Spark SQL native expression to define the lookup function for the selected columns. I'll be checking for the rows that contain the true value in the is active column of the location table. You can also enable the toggle buttons to include rows with null value or empty values as good records from the target column. On clicking the Add button, the lookup rule is added to the policy definition. On saving and executing the policy, you can view the execution summary and quality summary such as the status, success rate percentage, rule expression, etc. of the lookup rule in the execution details page of our data quality policy. In the sample results panel under the data violations tab, you can see all the values that did not meet the SQL filter condition in the country ISO code column of the employees table. Now let's see how to create a lookup using the validation UDF method. Navigate to the settings page and select user-defined templates. Click Create New and select Validation UDF from the displayed pop-up. The lookup rule is only applicable for the validation UDF and not the transform UDF. In the validation UDF panel, provide a name, select a language and enable the lookup type toggle button to view a template of the code which can be customized based on your requirement. In the code that I've entered, I'm trying to perform a group by function on the master column by using the get function in order to fetch the states per country and ensure that the states fall under the right country code. Now we can validate the code either manually or by selecting an asset. I'll be selecting an asset and then providing the required details such as the reference asset column, SQL filter, and reference asset alias. In the reference asset alias input section, you must enter the same alias name that was used in the validation UDF code. Finally, click the Validate button. As you can see in the sample data table, the predicate result column displays true if the country ISO code and state name are correct, else it displays false. Now let's close the pop-up and save the UDF template. Once the UDF template is saved, let's navigate back to the employees table and create a new data quality policy for it. Similar to the UI-driven method, click User Defined from the Rule Definition section and click the Add Rule button. To view only lookup types in the drop-down list, click the Only Lookup toggle button and select the UDF validation template that you just created. Once again, you need to add the function variables, reference asset, reference column, SQL filter, and reference asset alias details for all the required columns. In this case, it would be for the filtered subset column. that is countries column, and the group by column, which is the location column. Ensure that the reference asset alias name is the same name as the one you used in the UDF lookup code. Validate, add the rule, and save the policy. On execution of the policy, you can view the execution and quality summary details in the execution details page. You can also view the written code by clicking the View Code button. We hope you got an understanding about the two methods in which you can use the lookup rule to compare the target assets column values with the reference assets column. Thank you for watching.